there's a process to everything. There's an up and down, gradual, continual, perpetual flow of energy, of day and night, of seasons. There's a rhythm that just doesn't stop, right? When you decide that what you are going to do disrupts the behaviors that you have indulged, created, and adhered to during all those cycles years and years before, you're disrupting that rhythm. Empower You podcast is devoted to bringing real world wisdom and encouragement to our listeners. We discuss a multitude of life principles and the process from an economic, cultural, and societal perspective. We believe that through tough conversations and shared wisdom, we can pave the path and leave a ladder for the future. Subscribe to our channel and let us empower you. Welcome to Empower You podcast. My name is Kibwe Cooper. I'm so glad that you're here. I appreciate your listenership. I appreciate your time. Today, we're just going to be doing a reflection about some things that I've been thinking about here lately. And I want to share them with you, and hopefully you find them as impactful for you as I feel like they have been for me. And so here it goes. One of the things that I'm really learning to accept and embrace is resistance. Resistance is the natural occurrence when you start to change, when you start to create something new for yourself, something different. Resistance is an energy that quickly becomes very evident the moment you decide to break your norms. So, for instance, whenever you try to do something new, that learning curve that you interact with is resistance. When you have to have a conversation with someone about a decision that you want to make just for yourself, that you maybe feel is more authentic or true for yourself, that feeling you get when you're speaking to that person, that feeling that you feel in your chest and in your head and your heart, you may start to panic a little bit or sweat or whatever. That's resistance. That is your brain, your body fighting a feeling that is unfamiliar. And what I'm learning about this is that you don't need to fight the resistance. You just need to continue doing what you need to do. So, whether it's starting a business, whether it's leaving a relationship, whether it's making a big move or a big change, maybe you're going to leave a job, maybe you've decided to terminate some friendships. The reality is all of those big decisions are going to be met with resistance. Resistance is the manifestation of the magnitude of the change that you're creating. So it's not too far off for you to feel a lot of emotional resistance when you decide to chart a different course, get a different job, start a business, terminate a relationship, start a new, move someplace. You know, your body, your mind is going to tell you that you're not safe, that you shouldn't do this, that you should reconsider, that maybe right now is not the time, that maybe you should wait a little while. Maybe you should go pray on this. Maybe you should go meditate. Maybe you should change your mind. Maybe you should just wait a little while. All of these are forms of resistance. And I encourage you that as you go throughout your own life, as you navigate your own self-development and your own self-empowerment, that you be mindful of the resistance that you feel. Resistance can often be an indicator that you're on the right path, because if you are listening to this podcast, then you believe in the power of self-empowerment. You believe that the farther that you go into yourself, the more that you fix within yourself, the more that you work on within yourself, the more trauma, the more hard conversations that you have with yourself, the easier it will be to manifest healing, to manifest abundance, to manifest clarity, to manifest and to enjoy the benefits of being more balanced. Because the reality is, we get what we are, not what we want. We all want a lot of different things, but what we get in life, what we manifest in life, is directly correlated to who we are. And if you believe that you can and should endeavor to be better, a better human being for yourself and for the others that are interacting with your life, if you travel that path, you'll start to get the results based off of that path. You'll start to see things clearer. You'll start to accept things, or rather not accept things that you used to accept. You'll have different standards, different ideas about yourself. And each one of those things, each one of those components of your life, each one of those characteristics that you want to change, those circumstances, those situations, all of those decisions are going to be met with resistance. And so I want you to start to look at resistance as the proof that you're getting where you're trying to get to, right? Resistance is an indicator that you're on the right track. See, I was raised to believe that resistance meant that God wasn't with you, right? That's how I internalized religion in a lot of ways, was that if you decide to do something that is met with resistance, right, in your own life, maybe you want to take a chance on yourself that maybe no one else has. I associated that resistance with me doing something wrong. I must be wrong for doing this, and that's why these things are happening. I must have the wrong idea, and that's why bad things are happening. That's why my car broke down. That's why I got a flat tire. I shouldn't really be trying to go for this job. That's why every time I leave the house, something happens. I shouldn't really be trying to run this business. That's why, whatever, insert whatever situation you want. The reality is, no matter what you do in your life, you're going to be met with resistance. And oftentimes, proving yourself, oftentimes creating that confidence, the stamina to withstand the punches in the face, so to speak, the emotional blows that you might take, create a stronger bond between you and that goal, that desire, that thing that makes you feel so alive, that you feel compelled to do. That resistance is there to remind you that this new path takes work and that you have to be willing to go through something maybe you've never gone through. That resistance is there to encourage you to move forward, but stronger. That resistance is there to give you an idea of what it's going to take to be your ideal self. It is not difficult to just sit around and not change, sit around and do the things that make you comfortable. It is, however, difficult to challenge your comfort zone, to challenge your ideology, to improve your philosophy, to really develop stronger character. These are difficult tasks. And as you endeavor to do those things, you will be met with resistance. So don't be alarmed. Do not be afraid. Move forward. Your commitment, in spite of resistance, is what you will definitely benefit from. Think of it like this. If you're going somewhere and there's a toll road, you have to find the wherewithal to pay the toll and then to move forward. Think of that toll road as resistance. It does not mean that you cannot continue to travel. It just means unless you go through this, the rest of this journey is non-accessible to you, or you have to figure out a totally different way to get there, which, could take you a lot longer. So when you decide to make a bold decision, when you decide to change your job, when you decide to leave a relationship, a marriage, leave a church, leave your community, and you feel so many different things, and your mind and your spirit all feel under attack, just know that resistance is the toll. That resistance is a reminder that who you used to be, you're going to have to be stronger than that on this next leg of the journey. Your resistance is a bulletin board for what it's going to take emotionally, mentally, physically to actually achieve that level of betterment that you're looking for. We talk a lot about navigating the process, right? There's a process to everything. There's an up and down, gradual, continual, perpetual flow of energy, of day and night, of seasons. There's a rhythm that just doesn't stop, right? When you decide that what you are going to do disrupts the behaviors that you have indulged, created, and adhered to during all those cycles years and years before, you're disrupting that rhythm. And when you disrupt that, you engage resistance, which, if you look at it correctly, is just notifying you that you're going to need to be more. You're going to need to be stronger. You're going to need to be more clear. You may need some different tools. You may need a coach. You may need to join some new community. You may need to find alternate means of encouragement in order to pour into yourself. That's what that resistance is letting you know. That it's not going to be easy and it ain't going to be sweet. And so you should buckle up. Okay? So I want you to start to look around your life on a day-to-day basis and think about the things that are becoming resistance for you. It might be your boss. It might be your spouse. It might be your children. It might be your job, your community, the environment you grew up in. When you decide for yourself that what you have had prior to right now in this moment is not enough, prepare to be met with resistance. Resistance is there to remind us that our new self, our new level of actualization, our new level of success, of growth, of identity, is going to take more than the last. And that's okay. So I say all this just to let you know that you are not alone. You are not afraid. What's happening is when resistance makes its appearance, it shatters your confidence. And it's up to you to decide whether that resistance is going to do that or not. It's up to you to decide that I'm going to pursue whatever it is anyway. I'm going to move forward anyway, even though I feel the resistance. The resistance will come and it will lie to you. It will use your mind to lie to you, to tell you and make you feel ways that are just absolutely untrue. It will manifest fear in your life that didn't even used to exist there sometimes. And so I want you to really start to analyze the things in your life and look around for the resistance. Look for it. It will absolutely show itself. So it's just a reminder to keep pushing forward, a reminder that it's not going to be sweet, a reminder that you got to work hard, a reminder that you have to be faithful to yourself in order to make this happen. You have to be willing to bet on yourself. So many people, they just won't even bet on themselves. And so there will always be in a perpetual cycle that may or may not serve them. It really just depends. But if you resonate with what I'm saying, I want you to start anticipating the resistance. I want you to start looking at your own life and finding the areas that you have allowed resistance to take place and you haven't checked it. That's what I want you to do. Because as we move forward, right? More podcasts, more episodes, more empowering speakers and stories and ideas and thought exercises. I want you to know that the moment you decide to implement anything, the moment you decide that you're going to be the best you can be, you're going to encounter resistance. And when you do, I want you to understand that this is just the toll. This is just the toll. And you got to pay it and move on. The resistance is just all part of it. Okay? So, thank you all so much for listening. I hope you've gotten something out of this. I hope that you truly, truly understand that resistance is all part of realizing your true self. And so, I thank you. I thank you for listening. And I really hope that you start to look around your life and look for that resistance. Acknowledge the resistance, but don't give it power over you. Does that make sense? Okay, y'all. Thank you all so much for listening. I appreciate your time and your listenership, and I hope sincerely that you have an amazing day and an amazing week. You are worthy of what you choose and what you desire. And even though you will encounter resistance, just know that you are absolutely capable of overcoming that resistance in order to be fully yourself. So, thank you again. And that is it for this reflection. I hope you guys have a great, great day. I'll talk to you later. Peace. Empower You podcast is devoted to bringing real-world wisdom and encouragement to our listeners. We discuss a multitude of life principles and the process from an economic, cultural, and societal perspective. We believe that through tough conversations and shared wisdom, we can pave the path and leave a ladder for the future. Subscribe to our channel and let us empower you.